I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Heroes Wanted. We are rejoining the party after a brutal encounter in the Fallen Tower where Soggy and his kobold vampire spawn minions assaulted the party, and Nova unleashed radiant fury in the tower that burned Soggy's mist to ash when he was defeated and his vampire body was destroyed. He tried to turn into the vampiric mist, but the sunlight burned him away, and now he is destroyed. And so the party is, left wondering, where to turn from here and what to do. There had been some discussion about maybe turning this into some kind of base, but being that it's already a fallen tower ruin and assaulted by vampires that have, ripped holes in it, and now with the memories of Soggy being destroyed here, I don't know if that's something that you guys are going to rethink or not. So, regardless of, where you guys want to go and all of that, it is wide open. So if you want to stay, if you want to go, whatever you want to do, you guys have a moment now to kind of discuss amongst each
Well,
other. What? Hold,
Kolan
hold,
is
hold,
going.
hold on, Hazard. Let me finish speaking, and then you guys can go. So you guys will have a moment now amongst each other to discuss this. But remember, you are literally like just coming out of a battle where Quillan has been torn apart by the claws of kobold vampires and bitten, and all of that, and Lothar was fighting brutally just a day ago against living goblins, and or not a day ago, but not so long ago, against goblins and living things, and now these undead vampire kobolds come and attack you, and it's a different kind of fight. they have more strength and they don't get hurt as easily, and it's just not like fighting living things. And I'm not going to tell you how your characters react. I'm just making sure that as players, you're aware of the, massive shift in tone of fighting them so that you can respond how your character would in your mind. And so you guys now are able to kind of process that together. So, okay, Hazard, what does Quillan do?
Qualan is going to gather up all the ashes now and sort of put them in sort of like this jar and sort of thinks to himself how he's going to fix this now. How
Well,
he's going to.
do you have a jar?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, then that is perfectly acceptable. Uh, very solemnly, with great care, scoop up these ashes, but there's really not much there. It's barely a small sprinkling on the bottom.
What?
There's barely a small sprinkling of ashes on the bottom of the jar.
So, so we're missing some?
There just wasn't much to begin with because the mist and fog that was soggy, now foggy, uh, burned away, and the little bit of ash that was left is what you scooped up.
Oh, so it's more or less the body quantity.
Well, it's just the fact that what burned was the mist, and so there wasn't much ash to begin with.
All right, Nova's got to grab to her knees, and she's going to cry out. No, forgive me, I'm not about to actually voice that, but Nova cries out, screaming no, and she drops to her knees. Um, she will say to Quolan, um, he would want to be in the water, not cooped up in some jar.
Is it still raining or has everything subsided?
Yeah, so the storm clouds seem to be remaining, but the rain itself has stopped, and there's like this break in the overall humidity and um the rain, the precipitation, all of that was intense, and everything was just Sage, you're having a little bit of background noise there. There was some, you know, intense rain, like uh, Louisiana, just rainforest style rain coming down on your heads for a while, and now with the death of Soggy, it
Called the
breaks.
torrential downpour.
Yes, it breaks so like suddenly that like you can feel the change in the air pressure and everything. But yeah, the storm clouds are still there.
I think we gotta gather our stuff and get out of here.
I have little to gather, but that's a wise choice, I think.
Nova says nothing.
And Lorthir will go to console Nova and ask, is there yet anything to be done? Do you think Soggy can still be saved?
don't know.
Maybe now that Quillan has him in
That
the
is up to the
jar,
gods.
he's like one of those just add water. Yeah,
Just add fish.
yeah. It might
Spread
work
him
for
thin
Soggy.
over spread him thin over like a porcelain elephant and grow him like a chia pet.
All right. So sorry, I didn't want to break up the RP there, but it was just too good of a joke to just add water for Soggy in the jar. You know?
But I say I have no idea. That's up to the gods. All I
We're
can
all,
do is ask. But I have, considering that the gods seem to be missing, I have no idea. There is always hope, even though it seems it's very slim now. But I honestly have no idea.
we're all badly injured from that fight. I think we need to go find a town or something to rest up and take the ashes with
Well,
us. But if we get attacked again, we're in trouble.
I'm gonna use. I'll tell everyone gather around, please. I'll do what I can to restore you. Okay, first I'm going to use the my med kit healer feat.
Okay.
Everyone should get 1d6 plus 4 plus their maximum number of hit die.
Yep. 1 second. All right. So target and does this apply to you as well? I forget, Nova. Do you remember or?
Yes. I mean, I can do it to myself.
Okay. This is the
And
no.
I can do this once per rest.
This
So it
is
doesn't necessarily need to be a long rest, but just a rest.
this is the what ability again?
The healer feat,
Oh, the healer feat. I got you. Yeah.
which is super awesome and underrated because it's essentially just me going, here's some heals.
All right.
This way I don't have to use spell slots to top people off.
And roll the dice. Oh, look at that, a 6. So you have successfully healer feated everyone for 10 hit points, and although Quillan is
It
still
is not 10 hit points. It is 1d6 plus 4 plus their maximum number of hit die. So being that we're like level 10, and if you roll a 10, everyone should get 20.
it says +4. Why did it? Let me double check this and see what it's happening here.
By all means.
1d6 plus 4 plus hit dice of total creature. Oh, yeah. Oh, I just have to add the 10. I got you. Good, good, good. Yep. So, here we go. And there. Now everyone has received the full 20. Which means that Quillan is still critically wounded, I think. And Lothar is injured. Yeah, Quillan is still critically injured.
Would you please look at how many spell slots I have available? Oh, wait. I'll just use channel divinity, and
You
I will
you
give
have
him.
you have like all of your spell slots available.
Okay. Um, I'll start with my channel divinity, and that will give him 50 HP, up to but not passing half of his maximum HP.
Oh, right. It can only go up to half of his. So
Should have done
he,
that first. And then 50 HP.
yeah, probably because he only can have 46. Um, so he only gets 26 more right now. All right. So you have used your channel divinity one time for preserve life, and
If you would please flip that up to whoever else, 'cause I can direct the rest of that to other people.
ah,
Uh,
so
Brawler's character.
there's nobody else who's below half.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. But then I'll just become very sullen and withdrawn.
All right, so Nova is very upset about what has transpired, and you guys are all basically okay right now in the immediate aftermath of this fight. Um, Certainly, there is some rest that would be beneficial still, since Quillan only has half of his hit points, but you guys are, okay to leave if you wanted right now. So, what would you guys like to do?
Let's go find a town. Maybe there's somebody who can help us with the ashes there.
Qualan just sort of holds the ashes near himself and just feels sort of like failure in a sense.
So, you guys are, gonna leave the. I mean, so I'm hearing Lothar and Lorithir, in agreement that you guys need to go, and Nova, of course, is not voicing any opposition. She's just kind of, off in the corner. Quillan was feeling like a failure, as Hazard just said, but if Lothar and Lorithir are like packing up the camp and going, like, what do you do?
Is Quillan preparing to leave?
I mean, I'll leave with them. Yeah, not.
Qualan is sort of packing up, but still feels sort of like a shame of failure and such.
Time seems to slow down as you guys quickly, you're a barbarian and a elven soldier who travels light. You guys um, have no trouble getting your things together and getting ready to go within, I don't know, 10 rounds to, like, maybe 5 minutes at most. you can just really throw your stuff together. And aside from maybe kicking out a fire, which you don't have here in the tower, but just talking about camp in general, aside from kicking out a fire and everything, you're like ready to go inside of enough rounds to still like run away most of the time. If you wanted, not saying you guys are cowards that run away from everything, just and so um you guys are watching as Quillan is just kind of moping and taking his time gathering up the ashes and taking his time gathering up his things, and his pack is still not put together, and it seems like the sun must have set behind the clouds because everything just all of a sudden got so much darker, and almost like you can feel a cold chill in the air creep in.
When I notice that Quillan is not moving as quickly, I'll go over and say, "What's wrong, my friend? Do your wounds pain you?"
There are plenty of wounds in this world, but I have I have too many to I have many to bear.
Is there anything I could do to help you carry them?
As Quillan just sort of looks over and says, "Yes, you can help me pack this faster. In any case, I do not care. I am simply a failure in the end."
A failure? How so?
I promised to bring back this Soggy, but all I managed to do is to bring him. But all we managed to do was to bring him to Ash. Somehow, I feel like now this is all my fault.
You have no reason to bear such guilt. It was I who did it. He's gone now, and it was my fault.
I understand that the guilt you each feel exists beyond any place that I could reach with words. But I ask you to remember that we are a party and that all of our actions led us to the place we find ourselves now. All of us contributed in different ways. And at each step, we strove to do what we thought best in that moment. And I agree that the outcome we've reached is not the one we set our sights upon. But it pains me to hear you say that each of you feel individually responsible for what was certainly a group effort. And at the same time, while I think it's right to mourn, let's not give up hope entirely. Who knows what we may come across that will aid us in returning Soggy to life.
Very well said. You guys, hear Lorithir tell you, you know, all of you are a team, and your successes and failures are all of yours to share equally, and he is not willing to accept that Soggy is just gone and there is nothing that you can do about it. And so together as a team, you know, let's go save Soggy still, because I haven't given up on that goal. And what do you guys say to that?
How do we save him? He's dead.
I know little of healing or the power of the gods, so I don't have an answer to that. But despite the centuries I've lived in and the miles of this land I've crossed, every day I come across something new and unexpected. So
Indeed.
I'm not ready to give up hope that some power exists that could bring Soggy back to us.
Who would know, though?
Well, I think that might be a question that Nova could answer better than I.
Halo could bring him back.
She confidently, states that Paylor has the power to do it.
Qualan also believes that as well.
I know we've attempted in the past to call upon Palor for aid. Is there perhaps a place we could go, a ritual we could perform, a task we could undertake that would increase our chances of being heard?
I have the power within me, but I can only request from him something once per day, and it is up to him to respond if he is able to.
I'm going to roll a religion check to see if there's any way to help with that. Yeah, nothing here.
Yeah, you're not really sure, you know, your connection with the ancients is not quite the same thing as um, you know, Paylor and Nova's uh fundamental god uh structure. And so you're familiar with the gods and revere them and all of that, but the ancients are something else entirely that, are more connected with uh, the spirits of the earth and things like that. And so um, you're not really sure like how or what, Paler would want from you, or what he could do for you, etc. Like you just know that Palor is a good god who is somewhat loosely connected with your overall belief in everything because of him being the sun god and everything.
Of course. And speaking of the ancient spirits, would Qualan know anything about their powers of revival?
Uh well, you would know that the ancients basically have very simple, that that which lives dies and is returned to the earth where it helps the next generation to grow kind of philosophy, like you don't you
Yeah,
don't
and Quolan just sort of like shakes his head at that thought and says, "That will not help here."
Right. But I'm just saying that they have that very, like death is a natural thing that helps the next cycle to grow kind of philosophy.
Indeed.
So yeah, I mean, Lorithir, you do help Quillan get packed up quicker as you're saying this, yes?
Yep.
And so, now Quillan is packed, everybody's packed. You guys are standing in the tower. There's the chill in the air, the dark clouds. There's still the occasional like low rolling rumble of thunder that just kind of like sounds like waves crashing on a distant shore almost, and little bits of lightning uh, going through the clouds to like break up the darkness just a little bit. But the storm has dissipated, and you guys are able to walk out of the tower, um, into the muddy grass and dirt and everything of the hills here leading past Vine Run. As you guys are walking, the first thing that you're going to realize is that it is mega dark. This is dark clouds obscuring the night sky, and you're in the hills and valleys with trees and rocks, and it just makes everything so dark and dangerous that your footing is a concern. Um, maybe some of you less so, and we can definitely roll if you want to push on. But before I just call for the rolls, you guys are adventurers who have been around. You understand, um, you know, the way it works with traveling at night versus traveling during the day, and the dangers of um, being out in the dark where you can't see. Actually, I think only Quillan doesn't have dark vision now that I think about it, because Lothar's a half orc and Lorithir's an elf. So you guys are dark vision enhanced, and then Asimir has dark vision, maybe? I forget. But either way, um, even with being able to see in the dark vision.
Yes, ASMRs have dark.
Yeah, I thought so. So even with being able to see, though, it's still muddy and um, loose rocks from all the rain and storm, and so the footing is still going to be bad. Although, at the very least, you guys won't be rolling at disadvantage for being in the dark and therefore effectively blind. So that's a fun thing. But you can also just be like, you know what? Let's wait till the morning. Or you can go. I'm fine either way. I didn't want to like scare you guys with that. It's just if you go now, there is going to be a check to like keep your balance and not twist an ankle or something like that.
What are you guys think it'd be safer to just wait?
I apologize. This is all my fault.
What's your fault?
If I didn't mope, we wouldn't. Maybe then it wouldn't be so dark.
You only took like an extra 15, 25 minutes at most. Like it was going to be dark quick enough no matter what.
I'll joke that, Quillan, I don't think your moods change the speed of the sun as it moves across the sky. At least I hope not. It is dark, and the terrain we're in is rough. Perhaps we could look for a place to camp nearby. I think getting out of the tower was the right move, given all that has befallen us there, but we don't need to make many miles tonight. Perhaps traveling would be quicker in the morning.
Understood.
Can I look for a sheltered place nearby to camp?
Oops, wrong button. Yeah. You can definitely roll a survival check in order to try and find a suitable place to camp. And in fact, if you want to go out on your own, then everybody else doesn't have to make their check right away. You can try to find a quote unquote safe path to a good campsite and then lead everybody there.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't want to go too far from everyone.
No, right. I didn't mean you're gonna go, hours looking for something. Just, real
Right.
quick scout the general area, try to find something not in the tower, and then lead them there.
Yeah, exactly.
So first, let's go ahead and just get the dexterity or acrobatics check out of the way for not twisting your elven ankle. No, 19. So, yeah, 32. You slide and dance across the muddy, rock-strewn terrain as if you were on skates. You're just nimble and graceful and unable to be flapped, unflappable. So, yep, and then now you got it. So, you managed to find a little valley that is tucked in between the hills just over the hill from where the tower was. And so by going over to the other side of the hill, you're effectively out of sight of the tower and everything, and in a area that is at least semi sheltered as far as getting out of the elements goes, although that really wasn't your primary concern. I would say it was just finding something that was defensible away from the tower.
I'll return to the group and let them know what I found.
So you found a place?
Yeah, just up ahead here. There's a place that's has some shelter from the wind and rain. Comfortable places to lay out our camp rolls, our bed rolls.
How far away is it?
not far, and the way is relatively smooth.
I think we should go, guys. We need rest. Let's follow Lorthier.
Indeed.
All
Can
right,
you lead the
so
way?
now as you guys follow Lorthier and make it to the valley, you have a choice between all of you. There is and Cress, I'm putting you on the map even though you're not here right at the moment, but you guys have a choice of either staying down here or um, up on these plateaus. You can get some height and be able to yeah.
There isn't much cover up here, but at least we have a clear view of the land around us. And
Indeed.
it would be this part we're on now looks like it's the only easy way up to the top, which would make it very defensible.
Good idea, Lorthier. Let's go.
Indeed.
Follow.
I also follow behind.
Uh, there you go. Now all of you are up on the mountain. Well, it's not really a mountain, but you know. And
On
so
top of the hill.
yeah, and so it is currently nighttime, and you guys are trying to stay defended and um, still get some rest. So you know the drill. You're seasoned adventurers, both as characters and players. So you know what's it gonna be? Are you going to set up a guard? Are you going to let Lorithier's elven trance do the duty? You know,
I'll cast Spiritual Guardian. It lasts for 8 hours and will attack any hostile creature that approaches.
Okay.
And I'm healthy and in good spirits. I can take the first 2 watches.
I can take. How many are there? 4?
Yeah. If so, the rules for a long rest are that it takes 8 hours, 2 hours of which you can do light work, like you can read, you can repair your gear, that kind of stuff. So if you watch for 2 hours and rest for 6, then you get a full rest. So if somebody else takes the 3rd watch, somebody else takes the 4th, then everyone in the party would get the benefit of the long rest.
I'll take the 3rd. I have dark vision, so if it's still dark out, I'll be able to see.
Kulan, are you comfortable taking the 4th watch?
It all depends. Balan says. as his eyes sort of just wandered to the distance.
Nova, fourth watch.
It seems your companions are quite shaken by the recent events and are not inspiring confidence in their guard duty commitments.
Well, as Nova sleeps, she begins to dream. In this
Uh,
dream, she can see herself. Um, she looks down at her own hands, and what she sees are two reptile-like fingers that are pale, sickly. She's confused. She looks around. She sees some familiar faces. She sees Lorithir. She sees Noman. She sees. She, she doesn't. She sees Quallen, and as well as everyone else. But the difference is something that seems strange. Everyone has their weapons out, and they're walking slowly towards her. Um, and she's like concerned and worried about this. But what she does is she looks up and she sees herself. Um, Nova's eyes are shining, her wings are out, and in her hand is a great and powerful sun, in which she then casts before her, and this sense of self turns to dust. Nova wakes up screaming.
So yeah, in the middle of your first watch, Nova just wakes up screaming, and you look over at her, and she's in a cold sweat.
Nova, you were dreaming. You're awake now.
Ah, I killed him.
I'll put my arm around Nova's shoulders and just let her feel the feelings that she's feeling. Nova, do you say anything else?
But
She just kind of sobs and
Okay.
cries to herself.
I'll continue to comfort her until she stops crying. And when the time between sobs gets long enough that I think she's kind of come back to herself a bit, I'll say that don't give up hope yet, Nova. Sagi is at peace. We removed him from Visanthus's power, and the suffering that he was experiencing is ended. And that alone is a good thing and a worthy thing. And I don't know Paylor the way you do. I don't have the connection you have. But your faith that Palor has the power to bring Soggy back is strong, and I trust you. If there's a way for us to bring Soggy back, if there is a way for Palor to bring Soggy back, we will find it.
Who's this Palor you speak of?
Thank you, Lord Peter. Hey, Lord, sun god, the bringer of light, the father of dawn.
Is that your god?
Yes, yes, Peter.
He's everyone's god.
Most people who believe in the deity choose to serve him.
So you guys spend, the night kind of going through these kind of mini nightmares, and Quillan's restless, and Nova's not sleeping, and Lothar obviously is okay because he didn't know Soggy really, but Lorathir even, to a certain extent, you feel the loss, and everybody just, you're not gonna be mechanically punished, but I'm gonna describe it flavor wise as you spend a restless night on the hilltop. As the sky kind of turns a ugly brownish orange, you can tell that the sun has finally risen behind the clouds. It's not burning bright enough to shine through the clouds per se, but it just kind of coats everything in this dull light.
Hey, sorry, I don't know if anybody was talking to me, but every so often, like, on my phone, I put it in my pocket. I guess I'll press the disconnect button. So I don't know if you guys talking to me or not.
Oh, no, you were fine. And so, Lorathir, you would be like the most alert and awake at the early hours of the morning like this. So, go ahead and roll for perception. And then, Cress, you also roll for perception. Hey, you see that hill up there? There's some people sleeping on that hill up there.
Huh, I see. Well, it is currently day, but not a bright day.
It's a
Eh.
cloudy, just day.
Hmm. Well, I guess I can. What would be best to do? I think I have an answer. I am going to kind of advancing swiftly, climb and sit on the opposite sort of mountain area. Right over there.
Yeah, you're it's basically like even elevation, you know? So you're kind of looking right across from them.
Do I see Cress?
Not at first, and then like he climbs up the side of the other thing and you see him like very easily then.
He?
I shouldn't. I don't know. Cress can describe the character.
Sitting across is a person who has an odd appearance. Dominating their entire silhouette is a loose brown hooded sort of coat that hangs loosely about them. There is glint of gleam of a sort of metal about their entire body. Although the way it looks, it's too closely molded, like it's a part of them rather than something they're wearing. There's odd, sharp points coming out in bits and places. And as another odd detail, there seems to be a rope tied around their neck. Dangling off of it is some sort of blade which hangs roughly about their midsection. There seems to be exposed areas here and there through which moving pieces of machinery can be seen. And finally, they are asymmetrical. It's noted that one hand has less fingers than the other, one leg ends differently than the other. And finally, there is a large lock of blonde hair which falls across one side of their face, leaving the other open. And on that side, there is an eye which has an odd eeriness about it. It's a faint, warm glow. That is the way they look.
Is everyone in the party awake?
No, you and Nova are pretty much the only ones awake. Quillan is half awake, half asleep, as he has been all night, and Lothar has been snoring for the last 4 hours.
I'll gently elbow Nova and with my chin point at the strange person on the other rise and say, Nova, look, a visitor.
Hello? What brings you here?
Luthor, he picks up a rock and throws it at him and says,
Oh,
"Oh,
you're still asleep.
I thought you said, okay, never mind, my bad."
You've been snoring for the last 4 hours.
Okay.
Although, if Nova calls out hello, then the hello echoes through the valley. Hello, hello, hello. And you can roll perception at disadvantage to try and wake up. You can too, Quillan.
Okay.
I'm shocked at Nova for willingly giving up the element of surprise, but I scoot over a little bit and lay my hand upon my bow just to be prepared.
Since a hello was offered, the person shifts about for a moment and then simply says, hello. I'm just out for a walk.
Walk, 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 walk. And you guys both wake up.
Who Who said walk? And and uh, and Qualan just sort of like confused and looking around and saying and sort of seeing who exactly said walk. And then sees Cress, and he sort of like sort of squints a bit and says, "Well, that's certainly some eerie geometry." And he sort of stands up and brushes himself off before sort of like stowing away Soggy's ashes.
You slept with his ashes?
Like a teddy bear?
Yes.
Okay. You guys note that Quillan had held Soggy's ashes while he slept, and now, there's this new person, and the valley has echoed with the calls back and forth.
I assume that it would be better if you were to stand over here so we don't have to yell so much.
Much, much, much.
Perhaps.
Haps.
Well,
What? Did I wake up?
Yeah. Everybody woke up when you heard them shouting back and forth and the echoing across the, valley.
I kind of look at the rest of the crew and like, how do we know he's friendly?
Well, we don't.
You will have to forgive me. I am in no state to meet with you today.
Yeah, come back tomorrow.
Hey, DM, could you please reshare the map we're on? My
Yeah,
Fantasy Grounds crashed.
no problem.
Thank you.
So, Cress, you hear the glowing angelic woman say that she's not really, in the right frame of mind to meet new people right now.
I see. Have I? Interesting. Well, if that is the way of things, I could come back later.
Whatever you want to
What is
do,
the
you are free to do it.
what is the country that the Sanctus comes from?
Carpathia.
Does this person do they have a Carpathian accent, or is it just like coincidental?
Bad Data, he's asking if you come from Carpathia, if like your accent
I-
is supposed to be that, or if it was just
Uh,
coincidental.
I'm so bad with accents that's entirely freestyle, but as to whether or not I'm a Carpathian, the answer is yes. I feel I'd be disingenuous if I answered otherwise.
So yeah, the accent is indeed Carpathian.
While I will not comment or act upon it, I will take notice of that.
Your accent has been noticed.
You say you're on a walk? Is this... have we unintentionally stumbled into your home?
Your lair?
In a sense, one could look at it that way, but not quite. I suppose I don't have a home around here, not anymore.
Are you... not anymore. So you once did?
Long time ago. I'm about, retracing my steps, as it were. I'm looking for something.
Lothar looks at him and goes, "You're not a vampire, are you?"
No. Never went down that path.
We've had a few chasing us.
Insight. Yeah, you can roll it, but indeed this being does not appear to be anything like any of the vampires that you've encountered.
My "I'm not a vampire" T-shirt seems to be causing
So what do I
questions
see
that
from
my
him?
shirt is answering.
Forgive me because I was a little busy when you were giving your description, your physical description. What does he look like?
Like a warforged, like a crazy ass warforged.
With some human parts, namely on the face.
The RoboCop?
You could think of it, they're basically a fantasy Magitech cyborg. To give a really shorthand explanation.
Your move, punk.
You just combined RoboCop and Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
Your move,
sorry.
creep.
Oh yeah, creep. It's been so long since I watched that movie.
I gotta watch the old RoboCops. I only ever saw the new one.
Oh, the old ones are the only ones worth watching.
I mean, I like the new one. If the old ones are better, that's a treat.
Oh my god, like so much.
Hand over fist? Not even a comparison.
Right. Like,
The new one was panned horribly for being a terrible ripoff that took things in directions that it should not have been. Like, there was things they added, and there was no reason for a lot of that nonsense. Plus, they took out a lot of the whole, like, dystopian corporate stuff.
Well, I mean, as someone who didn't have the perspective of the old one, I still enjoyed the new one, but that kind of makes me excited for the old one.
They will feel very dated. I will warn you of that.
Yes.
So, but if you can look past that, there's so much more like ironic social commentary than.
I can watch an old movie and still enjoy it. I enjoyed Freddy vs. Jason.
It's almost predictive in some ways, though.
Anyway.
So,
back to the matters at hand.
Roll for perception, everyone. Lorathir, 3 large, monstrous humanoids you recognize instantly as hill giants come rushing down the valley towards the sound of the echoes that they heard.
I immediately hide myself if I'm able and attack.
Bich.
Well, first, everybody has to roll for initiative.
Do I get like a surprise round because I noticed them early, or
Why did mine say drop 8?
Looks like you
Right.
rolled with advantage.
My special ability kicks in, and as a part of rolling initiative, I move 15 feet into this nook and stealth.
All right. Yes, Lorathier. For noticing them, you get to hide and start hidden.
Okay.
I mean, you still have to roll your stealth. You know.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
You just got to have done it to start the round. So that by the time round 1 even begins, you've already done this. All right. And so they cannot roll high enough to beat that, so you are hidden.
Okay. And I shift over with my bow drawn to a place where I have a straight line of sight, open shot. And I will shoot them. Well, not all of them.
Well, hopefully all of them eventually. Your arrow strikes the 20-foot tall humanoid squarely in the bicep.
I'm so sorry. I have a question related to something. I have a question about something, but I don't want to interrupt anyone's turn. So, when applicable, would you let me know when I can ask?
Your turn is next, so.
Cool. Why did we leave?
Hold on. Oh, your turn's next. Let's just finish up Lorathier.
And then I will try to hide again.
Okay. Yeah, so they might be able to spot you. You'll find out.
And that's the end of my turn.
The hill giant screams as the arrow shreds through his bicep muscle. It looks very painful. Nova, what was your question? Why did you leave the tower?
Yeah, are we not gonna use the tower as like a headquarters or a safe house or something? I'm so sorry for bringing this up back up. I was handling a mini crisis, but I know we're leaving the tower, and there's a reason, and it's because it's dangerous.
It didn't seem so safe after vampires went through the side of it.
Okay, so again, I want to remind everyone what we were doing is we were holding out until I prepared and cast the spell, which has a 24-hour cooldown, casting time granted. The spell Hallow, which would prevent almost everything from being able to enter, including undead.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Live there for the rest of your lives?
Granted, I mean we still have a lot of traveling to do. Yeah, good point. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast the Almighty Bacon of Hope on Urbody.
All right.
Did Quilon get the
Wait a second.
benefit of the long rest? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I better apply that.
Actually, now that I think about it, well, max heals are great. We're all good right now. So let me focus on I'll go ahead and cast Aid level 2 on I can't see it. So whoever has the lowest amount of maximum HP, because I can only target 3 people at a time.
Quillan and Quillan and Nova. And then the next one would be Lothar.
And I think there's something goofy going on with my hit point total. I think my character sheet is still right, but in the combat tracker it says I have a max of 122. I think that's not right.
There we go. Okay, it is Lorathir. Lorathir, then Quillan, then Lothar.
But also I try to stay out of the
Yeah, I definitely want
melee,
to.
so.
I need to have some like combination of a melee fighter and lowest maximum HP. And also preferably myself, simply because more health on the healer is just good for everybody. So Lothar, myself, and Quillan.
Yeah, you can't see Lorathir right now anyway, so that works
Cool.
perfectly.
I'm hiding behind this little shrub.
Yeah. And where am I situated? Like where am I?
You are on top of a hill next to Quillan, who is holding a jar of Soggy's ashes.
I will. Okay, so I will knowingly. I know this is going to lower my AC. I will put my shield on my hip, and then I will take the jar from Quillan. And that's going to be my turn.
He's not going to let you have it.
Would you like to be able to defend yourself? Because you're going to need your hands for that.
I said I stored it away.
Oh. Sure. I mean,
Where though?
yeah,
It's a jar, right? So where?
Like, in his bag?
You're gonna put a jar in a bag?
was it a small jar or is it a big jar?
Small jar, so it's on my hip.
In combat.
I did it after I woke up.
But you're about to be in combat.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Nova, he's fine having the jar on his hip.
Okay, that's fine. Because I was under the so I didn't know whether it was the size of the jar, if he was holding it in his hands. Because if he's holding, if it's a big jar and he's holding it in his hands, he won't be able to fight.
Yeah,
I have war
get
casters,
that,
so I
but
can still cast spells. I didn't know.
I thought you were just trying to keep it safe because that's what I was thinking.
Well, that too, for sure. But I don't know if this was hindering Quillan in any way. Just wanted to make sure it wouldn't. But yeah, so I cast Aid level 2 on those 3 targets: Lothar, myself, and Quillan, and that will be my turn.
And I'm just trying to keep the thing safe.
No, like I said, I didn't know that what you were doing with the jar. Like I didn't know like if it was a small jar, if it was a big jar, if you were holding it in your hands, if it was in your pack.
No, it's all good. Lothar, what do you do? And don't forget, Lothar, you are still slowed.
I'm still slowed. Damn it. Um, I am. I'm gonna. They're not close to us yet, right? They're pretty far away.
I
Um,
mean, far enough, but yeah.
I'm gonna stay with the pack, and I'm just gonna use my turn to dodge, and I just tell everybody to um, get ready.
So on your actions tab, there's dodge at the bottom. And you just double click the dodge at the bottom of the page there.
I clicked it. Is it not on?
Nope.
Hold on.
There you go.
Okay, my bad.
And then it's all good. And then as you get into a defensive stance, the hill giant comes running up the side of this hill towards Cress. And makes it to right about here.
Man, that's an ugly giant.
They just took away my token, those bastards.
Yeah, it's real ugly. So you hadn't spotted me, right?
He had spotted you before.
He did. He beat my stealth.
When you guys were standing around yelling.
Yeah, I know. But I got to stealth as a part of rolling initiative at the start of the fight.
That's great. He still knew where you were before that ever happened.
Yes.
So yeah, he's running towards that spot.
But can he see me right now?
How would you know?
If he was looking at me?
Well, I mean, is he like making eye contact with you? No.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess I can't know until I begin the attack, so let's see it happen.
In hill giant culture, prison rules are always in effect.
So, as a swift action, I'm going to poison my claw, and then I'm just gonna slink forward and try and stab him. Okay. I'm kind of up on the wall. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm declaring the attack. Do I get to know at this point?
Whether you're hidden or not?
Yeah.
Not anymore. You'd have to have declared that you were moving with stealth, and you can't both climb and move with stealth at like that rate of speed.
I'd moved 10 feet.
It looked like 15.
No.
And still, you're climbing on a wall and trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, although I climb across the wall effortlessly as per spider climb.
That's a fair point. So yeah, you can move at half your speed and roll for stealth.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Bum.
Yeah.
What?
So there you go. It does not see you.
Okay, cool. That was really weird. I went to roll it with advantage, and one of the dice fell off the thing, and it still went through.
Oh.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, sometimes the graphics get messed up, you know.
Okay. So I make this attack at advantage, right?
Correct.
Okay. 26 to hit, and then I do a little damage. A little bit.
Ah!
And then I'm going to spend an overdrive as a part of that to attempt to maim the thing. Well, to just maim it, because it's not an attempt. For an extra cool 10 damage, because I rolled maximum. And then let's... Ah, God, this thing's probably got a monster fortitude. Let's check. And...
No, 19.
Yeah, he knocked it out of the park. So the poison takes no effect. But yeah, that's what I do. Oh, wait. See, on technicality, I can make the rest of my attacks. Or my other attack.
Both statements would be correct. Your other attack would be the rest of your attacks.
Yeah, and that'll be me. I'm done.
What are you attacking with?
It's when my character goes to swing their arm. It could be said that a blade pops out and it runs basically down to their elbow and is attached roughly at the wrist and looks kind of like a scythe blade.
Gotcha.
As they complete the arc of the swing, it swings back into their arm and they swing with their other hand, which is simply tipped in a bladed claw. It's a weird two-fingered one that looks a bit more vicious. And that'll be that. God dang it. My fucking turn tracker's stuck under my menus. There we go. Okay. Put the turn complete over there. Yeah, I can. Cool.
Golan sort of seeing that these hill giants appear on the left, decides that they are not, that there shouldn't be any further bloodshed, and walks over here and says in giant, brothers of the hills, turn away now. There is no need to shed blood.
Okay, roll for persuasion. With advantage, since you're speaking to them in their language. They look at you and say,
When they mean the men, does he mean the Lothier, Nova, and Lothar?
yeah, he's talking about everyone who isn't a giant type.
So Qualan, sir, looking to the others, says, I do not think they will. I do not think they want us here. It seems you have done wrong by them by being here. We should probably move out of here as fast as possible.
would you please tell them that we would like to peacefully pass through and we would promise to never return?
I shall try, and I imagine that's going to be on my next turn.
Well, you can say it, now, but you're not gonna like know, what happens. You're just telling them like, please let us peacefully leave your lands, and you'll find out what their reaction is.
If that goes through like that, is it cool to have the help action applied?
Well, if you speak giant,
Okay.
do you speak giant?
Well, no.
Okay, then no.
I was hoping it was because like I'm kind of feeding him the words. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, no, they can't understand you. So, all right. This giant comes running up, and like now he's right in your face, Quillan. And uh, you guys see this giant, just effortlessly grab a hold of the hilltop and pull himself up, and he's standing right in Quillan's face, and he says,
And Qualan, starting hearing this, sort of thinks to himself, ah yes, the hill giants ever need for the brothers of the hills always have a need for material things, don't they?
yeah, they're
He must
kind
have
of
cut out there. What did he say he needed?
2,000 gold.
or me smash.
Nova will say, "Can we not just give them the gold and be on our way?"
I'm not going to be extorted by a giant who will likely, upon payment, decide to smash us anyway to see if we have another 2,000 gold hidden somewhere. I'm prepared to let the giants leave in peace if they will extend the same courtesy to us, but I'm not paying them a copper.
So the giant tosses a rock at Nova. The rock smashes into the ground near Nova, forcing her to roll, and she like is bruised a little bit from having to, do that. The next hill giant moves behind this. Well, first he throws his rock, but then he moves behind this rock so that you guys can't target him. Oh, he tries to hit Nova with a rock, but he's just way too far away. Lorithir.
I poke my head up above the bush in front of me and let fly with another air. Okay. That was really only supposed to go once.
Just roll the attack again. And then just roll the damage. Plus the sneak attack, etc.
Yeah, working on it.
Your arrow strikes the hill giant again, this time in the shoulder, and he is almost brought to his knees in pain.
And once again, I return to the shadows.
Well, they ain't gonna spot that. Nova, it is your turn. You are the only one who has taken damage.
Okay, I'm gonna. It's not likely, but screw it. Okay, I'm going to assume my radiant soul form. I will go up 30 feet and I will cast Thaumaturgy, and I will cause the ground to shake. And then I will let out a booming voice, a loud yell, demanding that they leave us alone. Attempt to roll for intimidation.
Yep. I was just applying all the Radiant Soul stuff first. An 18 as the ground indeed reverberates and the valley echoes. Your voice shouts out in a Metatron-like triple layer of voices. Leave us alone! And the valley just echoes, alone, lone, lone, lone. And it just keeps going forever. And the giants all kind of appear shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, that's gonna be my turn.
Lothar.
So they don't want us to fight, basically. Um, I'm trying to think here what he would do. That one's almost dead, though, right?
Yeah, the one who came running up to Quillan and seemed to be like kind of the leader speaking for them or something like that, is almost dead from 2 arrows from Lorithir.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if somebody's attacked, my guy would definitely do it. So, uh, let's see. I can move 15 feet, right?
Yes.
I'll move 15 feet. And let's see here. I will reckless attack and then attack him.
You strike him with your great axe, cutting him down. Your great axe thirsts for the blood of giants, and it deals extra damage to any giant type creature.
From behind the bush at the other end of the plateau, you hear, "Woohoo!"
And I guess that's my turn since he's dead, or can I do a coup de grace on him? Since I
No.
still haven't, I can't.
No, unfortunately, a coup de grace is a full standard action. You can make your second attack against him, though.
Is it okay? Well, I'll attack again then.
Hold on one second. Let me just make sure that he's unconscious, so you'll have advantage. Oh, well, you have reckless death. Yeah, never mind.
Okay, I will.
You strike him as he lies on the ground. Oh, you don't quite finish him off, but the red blood pours out all over the ground, pooling at your feet. It's an impossible amount of blood, but given this giant size, like, it's not impossible, but still. The second hill giant, spotting Crest now that he attacked him, attacks back. Smashing down twice with its club. It doesn't manage to connect with you, but the rocks that spray you in the face and gears and everything kind of aren't pleasant.
Well, only option is to keep killing them. Let's see, I've changed that to 3. Then go to attack them.
Oh, he is pretty badly wounded from that swing. And he just keeps getting chopped down bit by bit.
Yeah, that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Seeing the
Oh,
good-
I forgot to attack with disadvantage because they're all shaken.
Oof, that guy saved me some hurt.
I'm so sorry. I'll make it up to you. Like, we'll balance it out, but yeah.
Cool,
So
cool.
Qualan sort of seeing that the hill giant is dying and Lothar is trying to kill him. Qualan sort of sees this and tries to, like, knowing that these hill giants don't know any better, tries to stabilize the hill giant. That's going to be a medicine check.
Correct. And he is stabilized. Let me go ahead and apply that.
So Qualan, knowing, sort of stabilizing the hill giant, looks to Lothar and says, I know you wanted to kill the trolls because they could end up eating other people, but a hill giant is not a but these hill giants don't know any better. They are simply too stupid for their own good.
He's unconscious, so don't take that seriously. I'm just typing it where only you can see it.
Yes, that's how you say lol in giant?
Yeah.
Wow. It looks like shifty eyes.
A little bit.
And did Lothar hear this?
No, I said he's unconscious, so don't take that seriously. I was.
Yeah, but I mean Quillan.
Oh.
Did Lothar hear what Quillan said?
Lothar?
Did I hear it?
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
I mean, I assume so. I mean, I think Lothar just says, "Hey, they attacked us." That's kind of like what his thing is, right?
No, absolutely.
But it doesn't mean that you should outright kill them.
Well, if he attacks one of us, then he's gonna die.
Well, you leave this one alive. All right? And Quillan just sort of steps in the way of you trying to finish off the giant.
All right.
Well,
This hill giant pops out, launches a rock at Nova with disadvantage. And hides. Lorithir. Oh, don't forget to untarget hill giant 1 too. Yep, there you go.
But still, a good reminder.
Yeah. I'm always watching just because,
I'll walk up to the edge and fire an arrow down at the one fighting our new what we just met. Our new friend.
robot servant. Oh, that's a legit crit. Oof.
Gotta borrow some dice.
Yeah. So your arrow strikes the hill giant in the back of the neck. And for a second, it's almost like time froze before it just kind of falls forward, completely paralyzed. It may never move again.
And how far down is it to the floor, the valley below us?
Like 50 feet,
Okay. Far enough that I'm not just going to jump.
Yeah.
I will hide here and then move to there.
Nova. Now you are still the only one who's really taken damage in your party, although the new robot does appear to be a little damaged.
Here's already on vacation mode.
Um, masculine word.
Okay.
Yeah, level. I guess level 1 should do.
All right. So, mass healing word.
No, I mean, yeah, the regular level 3.
Oh, just regular healing. Oh, mass healing word. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. And yes, it's a level 3 spell. All right. Everybody recovers a whole bunch of hit points. Do you do anything else? Since that's only a bonus
No,
action?
no, that's all I'll do.
Lothar.
Uh, so the hill giant's stable now.
Yes.
So can you
And
do a coup de grace?
Orlan is standing in the way.
You can do a coup de grace, but Quillan would get to react to try and like tackle you or stop you in some way.
No.
And he did ask you not to kill that one.
Yeah, but he attacked. Like, I mean, that's kind of like what my character would do. Is like if he, I think he's more like he's okay not fighting, but if you attack him, he's not going to stop. You know.
Do you think that an ally asking him specifically to
Well, he
spare
just
that one
he
would have any effect?
disagrees. I think he just disagrees. Right.
But to the point where you're going to attack past an ally? Like there's one thing for you to be in a boxing ring boxing another opponent and your coach is yelling at you to stop punching him. But it's another thing if your coach steps in front of the opponent and like are you still going to punch past your coach at that point?
I don't know. I mean, I think he just disagrees with him.
Right. But to the point where you're going to attack with a deadly weapon, an axe, like right past him.
I can move, right?
You can.
Yeah. So I'll move and
Can't I do anything, DM?
Yes, he moved out of your threatened range. You get a attack of opportunity.
And this is going to be like a grapple thing.
Mm-hmm.
First roll.
What are you doing?
You said, or is it a grapple?
It's a grapple.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I rolled the wrong.
You failed to grapple him. Quillan tries to grab you as you move to the side. but you slip out of his reach.
And I'll just kind of look at him and say, people shouldn't attack if they don't want to die. And then I do a coup de
If
grace.
you do that, then what are we better? What are we?
So how do I do that?
You go to the damage modifier in the upper right and click on critical.
On the main page?
Yep, on the main page.
Upper right. I don't see it.
The plus minus, and then damage critical
On the actions page?
on
On the main page.
on the main page.
I'm just not seeing it. You said upper right. Death indicator.
On the entire Fantasy Grounds page, not
Oh,
the character
oh,
sheet.
oh, oh. Click on modifier, or I was looking
The
at
plus minus, yeah, and then
Yeah.
there's damage critical.
Okay, I clicked on that.
And then you deal damage.
Okay. I don't have to roll a hit.
Nope. A coup de grace is an automatic critical hit. The giant is badly wounded as Lothar slams his axe into him.
Do I get another?
No.
Okay.
No, a coup de grace is one standard action.
Ah, convenient. I'm just gonna jump down from where I am and try and place one of my limbs through this thing's head. Oops. I meant for that to be a coup de grace. I clicked advantage instead of crit.
Oh no.
So, you know.
What?
Should I do it over or just roll damage again?
I don't know. Hold on, let me. Alright, now do it over.
Okay.
You jump down, slamming your scythe-like appendage into the giant, and it is unquestionably dead.
Okay. That'll end my turn.
Kalan, just sort of terrified at what Lothar is doing, decides to once again try and stabilize the hill giant.
You try to stop the bleeding, but the axe dug deep and the blood is a lot. And he dies as you try to save him.
Kalan, just seeing this, just angrily looks at Lothar and says, "Why? Why? Are you not satisfied of being a murderer?"
And then the last hill giant, already shaken and seeing the comrades that they came here with being brutalized, just starts to run as fast as it can down the valley.
I look and see that the two hill giants near us are down. The third one is running, and I take the arrow from my bow, put it back in my quiver, and step away from the edge of the rock.
I will descend in between Lothar and Koala. And I will say, you are no better than the hobgoblins we fought yesterday. Are you not capable of realizing that I can be defeated? Must you be so brutal to take it so far? If this is the way you're going to live your life, then this is the way that you shall die. You should take stock of what you have done here and know that it was evil. I am very disappointed in it. Has there not been enough?
Like I said, if people attack, they're gonna die. I don't like fighting, but if people bring it to me, I'll give it right back to them.
Your actions betray your words, as they do not portray what you are saying. That was not an enemy who was attacking us. There was an undefended foe, incapable of defending himself from even the smallest thing. And you killed him.
I saw them attack some of our members, so tough day for him.
Tough day for us all. May God have mercy upon your soul.
And he just shrugs his shoulders. Whatever.
So with the sun still not peeking out from behind the clouds, you guys can feel the heat of the day, starting to beat down anyway. And the bodies of the two giants, like, lying in front of you are going to need to either, be just left here or buried or something. What do you guys intend to do?
I'm gonna
I will
loot my kill
administer.
before anyone else gets involved.
Well, Qualan is going to sort of like trying to remember the funeral rites of the giants.
Okay, what were you going to do, Cress?
I'm gonna loot mine real quick.
Okay, roll for investigation.
Okay, you got it.
He can't remember.
Oh no, Qualan. You have just been rolling very poorly today, have you not, my friend? Alright, Cress, what you find is that these hill giants, in their bags, they actually have, like, a lot of stuff.
Cool. I'm gonna take the hill giant's bag, and I'm gonna go as far as to rip out one of its canines, and then kind of clamber back up the hillside and sit here as I pick over things from my kill.
It does, in fact, have a dog in its bag.
The fuck? You know what the fuck I meant.
No, it does. You reach inside and there's a shaggy puppy that looks like unkempt and you know very poorly taken care of, but like alive and happy.
Okay. I take one of the giant's incisors. It's upper right incisors.
Yeah. I know you're taking its teeth, okay? And I realize that I was making a joke, and so, but what I am getting at is that these hill giants have a lot of crazy stuff in their bags, and indeed, in one of them is a puppy.
Okay, I'm taking the puppy with me. As I continue the course I had laid out, just with the additional knowledge that this section now includes a puppy. I know, Little. That's very interesting.
Well, speaking of pets, I'm still wondering when you're going to include the sort of unique creatures that I gave in the Stibbles Codex.
When I incorporate things, it's when the story works, and if it never happens, it never happens.
Hey, I'm sorry.
So
Don't apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. You asked a simple question.
Yeah, nobody's upset with you. I'm just, you know, just like with the pets and everything, like, you know, when it comes down to things to incorporate into the game, they have to be something that everybody in the game wants to do, or something that works with the story in the game and everything. I'm not gonna just, you know, all of a sudden switch to Acquisitions Incorporated in the middle of a campaign. You know, where we have one.
I know. I was just hoping that it could be included into the story.
It might. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that, like, you can't expect it to just happen. You know, it'll happen when it happens.
Yeah, let it play out organically.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just the mention of the whole of the puppy got me.
Unless what you're trying to do is, I think the puppy just reminded him of a request, and he just wanted to find you.
Well, and I am giving you guys a pet. You know, like, it can be anyone's pet. You know, so if one of you wants a puppy, here's a puppy. But, you know, it doesn't have to be either. It's just a dog that was in a bag. So, you guys do find also Cress in the bag, an amulet, a scroll case, um, 3 potions of healing, and 2,000 gold pieces total worth of coins and whatnot.
Cool. Is the amulet magical?
Does anyone have detect magic?
I don't have detect magic, but I can determine whether or not it's magical by touching it and gain no further information.
I call dibs on the whatnot.
So it is indeed magical.
Okay, I can identify its properties given some time. But, yeah. What to do with all this junk?
All this junk inside my trunk.
So, Qualan sort of, after his grope with Lothar, he walks over to see Crest and says, "So, friend, why don't you come up here and meet us face to face?"
That almost sounded threatening.
Yeah.
I was trying to reference the I was trying to do the whole like come know us better.
Sure.
Like
Going to take the I'm gonna take the puppy in my better arm, the one that isn't tipped with knives, and begin to make my way on over there. And arrive like here-ish.
Carrying the puppy, the robot man is now in front of you. Well, closer.
Robot man board.
Yeah. And
Oh,
they
what time of
go-
day is it?
It's early, like 9 at the latest.
Yeah, and they go, well, I'm here. What did you want?
Apparently nothing. Never mind.
Indeed.
I walk up to the robot guy, or Cress, and I go, I seem to have, you seem to be pretty good in battle. Looks like we might be able to help each other out. Some of these people don't like to fight.
What a sad affliction to have. I am suffering from no such illness, I assure you.
Good to hear.
So, what do you lot call yourselves?
Polan sort of steps up first, sort of like glaring at Lothar, says, I am known as Qualan, Paladin of the Ancients, and Keeper of the Earth. I am the bond between nature and Palos.
Going to nod and go like, such fanciful titles. Who granted them?
My elders. And of course,
There is power in that, I suppose. So, you there, the other big one.
My name is Lothar.
Lothar. And that's it?
I've been known to fight a few times. I think you'll have to watch some of these other ones, as they don't they like to help the enemy sometimes.
Those other two over there. Either of you want to introduce yourselves?
I brush my hood back from my head and say, greetings, I'm Lorothir Illuvanin.
You seem proficient in your trade. I think it would be interesting to see you work. And last but not least, or I would assume, given the presentation. Skip Nova.
He might be busy.
Sure, I'll just introduce myself. Well,
Sorry, I said I didn't know I was still muted. I said my name is Nova. I am a priest.
I see.
And I would
Yes.
appreciate it if my unwillingness to devolve into barbarism is considered an affliction.
Right. I suppose that was untoward. Yes, as for me, I am, put it simply, Madam Cress. Or, putting it a little easier to say, Cress. Yes, with the C. I'm nothing more than you could say, traveling researcher. Mm. I need to find some things and know some other things. It's really all that need be said at this point.
You are Warforged?
No. Or, technically, no. I mean, we had to dissect a few to learn what we did, do what we did. But it wouldn't be accurate to describe me as such, no. I was human at one point, since you want to inquire about that.
Well, we did know a Warforge. Do you know a Nomen?
No,
What is
man.
this, like some kind of Warforged racism? Like all Warforged know each other or something?
Yo, I was literally thinking that before. I was thinking before, like maybe about 20 minutes ago. I was thinking, like, I'm gonna be racist and ask if he knows another Warforged.
No, it's because of the experience with Warforge.
Anyway,
Well, to be 100% fair, to Hazard to Llewellyn's question, it's not like they're just walking around. There's like they're extraordinarily rare to see.
They are very rare, and to meet two
robot
of them,
person.
yeah, and to meet two of them in this area is not unreasonable to think
although,
that they might know each other.
well, they just say they're not a Warforge expressly. And to that, their simple response to the question is, no, the name doesn't quite ring a bell. I can't say.
Forgive my melancholy demeanor and unwillingness to introduce myself earlier. You see, we have lost a friend right here tonight, and my heart is broken at the soul.
Ah, passing of a friend. I am familiar. Well, I suppose his death was, well, their death was quite something to have left such an impression.
You got a hero most honorable.
Now we seek for a way to bring him back.
What an interesting quest you find yourself on. To violate the natural cycle and bring back those who ought to be dead. That is very interesting. I can't say it's the most well-advised of plans, but if that's the path you walk, then I would be interested in seeing where that goes. So long as it ends up serving my interests. It ought to, as we find ourselves in the lands that we do.
Speak.
What?
And about to put those interest speak.
I'm looking for things, or rather one thing that has been split into pieces. Hanging from this rope around my neck is a shard of a weapon. I want to recover the shards of this weapon and make it whole. It's something dear to me that I have lost. That's simple as that.
So, in other words, an heirloom.
You could think of it that way.
This wouldn't be our first time with swords and such.
If it helps, the weapon in question would have a curved nature to it, like a scythe.
I would like to roll. It's not exactly perception, persuasion. So, not investigate. It's not the word initiative.
Insight?
Insight?
Yeah, insight. Because The guy's kind of giving Nova the creeps.
Ah,
That's fair.
so
So I'm only going to bring this up once, but I don't think the information was ever clearly communicated. They did introduce themselves as Madam Cress. Not that I'm going to push that detail past this point.
oh yeah, I will make that. I didn't realize looking at the art, what the assumed gender was and all of that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome
I
to
thought
this
I'd
side of
bring
the
it up-
party where
I-
everyone's gonna call you he and she and confuse the
Yeah.
hell out of it.
I thought I'd bring it up at least once because that information never tracked.
yep.
Yeah. So I'll
And-
say she is creeping Nova out.
Yeah.
Is
So
Madam
what-
Cress is
Oh, go ahead, Lorthier.
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Is Madam Cress is that a title or is it just is Cress your last name?
Why'd you
Cress
marry?
is the character's only name, and in this context, Madam is just them being polite to themselves.
Gotcha. An honorific.
Yeah. And as for the insight check, you get the impression that they are deliberately obfuscating details of some kind, but every word they are saying is true.
So they are being somewhat mysterious and evasive to a degree, but
Enigmatic.
yeah, but they are telling you the truth.
Los Qualan just sort of nods his head and says, "Well, in any case, we are heading to a nearby town. I assume you would like to tag along with us."
Safety in numbers, after all. I mean, who knows? If I had encountered those 3 giants without you all here, I might have just wound up a piece of pile of spare parts. So, yeah.
Be forewarned, madam. We are hunted and chased by vampires. We are on a divine mission to save this world, and to travel with us may put a mark upon your back.
Ah. I see. How very interesting. You do intend to vanquish these vampires, yes?
It's not my intention to vanquish any.
But I do presume that if you are to be hunted by something, yeah, it has to be solved some way.
I think if we find ourselves in a position to be able to defeat Visanthus in a permanent fashion, we absolutely will take it. Whether such is even possible given the power of the foe we face, that is a question I don't know. I can't answer.
Then all the better. There is something exquisite about the death of a creature like that. True death. I feel
Why
I
is
can't
that?
do anything. How would I say? All creatures in this world die eventually. This much is true. It's an unavoidable fact of existence. Even those things that cling to life, in some fashion or another. These incredible, seemingly immortal creatures, dragons and vampires, liches, and any other such. They still die eventually. And there's something, I would say, it's almost likenable to an artistic fulfillment in seeing a creature such as that meet its end. After all, death is inevitable, but dying need not always be a terrible thing. That is simply all.
Qualan sort of nods and says, "Indeed, life is indeed something that transfers over into death, and I respect that cycle. But Qualan just holds up the bottle with Soggy's ashes and says, for this one, his journey is not yet over."
Clearly. I don't think anything can find rest in a jar. Oh, ignore my comments. Just a bit of fun. I'm sure there are intentioned and honest reasons to be doing such a thing. I won't judge. After all, every now and then there are perversions of the cycle. Some must be endorsed.
Forlon's sort of being creeped out, sort of chuckles a bit with her, trying as in an effort to so she doesn't do something odd or something, and then sort of clears his throat and says, "In any case, we should be heading out."
Aye, yes. To that I can
Madam?
agree.
On the sound of your accent, was basically it would be safe to assume that you are from Carpathia.
Yes, born and raised.
Then you are aware who is chasing, right?
I didn't actually catch that.
Then you are aware of who is chasing us?
Who is chasing you?
Oh, yes. Familiar? Yes.
And you still wish to journey that path?
Yes, of course.
I gladly welcome any who wishes to travel with us. Just take note of the danger. He seems to be able to find us wherever we are.
I will keep that in consideration.
Right. So, if there's nothing else, should we be off?
Well, what about the giants?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go perform some kind of ritual on them. I know it's probably within my means. I just blanking on it.
Yeah.
Well, while they do that, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to identify the amulet. This takes 10 minutes.
Okay.
When these guys come back as a revenant, try to hound us to the end of the earth, like Tank and Earth.
Right. So while you're doing that, and you're identifying that, you guys, are performing the proper rituals, etc. And as you identify the amulet, you're looking at it very closely, and it is a very ornate, wondrous looking item, and it is an amulet of proof against detection and location.
Hey, look at this.
Yeah, I'm going to have to let a whistle at that and go, what a thing this is. There seems to be some sort of divination countering amulet of a sort.
Well, that could certainly be useful to a group of people fleeing from a vampire.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Let's see. What was the name again? So I can look at the facts.
It's in your inventory. It's right here.
It is? Oh, that's really neat. Yeah. Man, we're living in the 23rd century. Okay, let me look at it now. Okay, let's see. Holy symbol. Yeah. While wearing this amulet, you specifically are hidden from divination magic. You cannot be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical senses. So yeah. My final notes is I don't fucking want this thing. Y'all are welcome to it.
You can add it to the party sheet.
How do I do that?
So over in the inventory on the party sheet, you just drag it from your inventory over to there.
Might need to update the party sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Given
that
that
right
the
now.
two people on the list are not
Yeah,
currently in the group.
I just saw that.
God, that hasn't been updated since I joined the game. All right, so if I drag this here, it'll get added to the party sheet.
I think it should, yes.
So yeah, head over to inventory. Wow, there's a lot of crap in this.
Yeah.
Let's see, open that up. Then move this to party inventory. Amulet of proof against detection and location.
Yep.
You are now all free to have it.
Well,
I,
not all of you, just one of you, but
Well, one of you can take this thing off me. The thing is just, it's kind of lame, and I don't want to put an attunement slot to it.
I think
it clashes.
given-
I'm sorry, it clashes with her metal suit of armor.
I mean, like, come on, really? An emerald? That wouldn't work at all.
I think Nova, given your relationship to Visanthus, I would say that you would be the one who would benefit most from this.
That's not a unreasonable thing.
Filled up my slots here. Yeah, you know what? I'll take it.
All right. So Nova is going to take that. And there you go.
Sweet.
Can I check this slow thing on me somehow?
Oh yeah.
You're
Lesser restoration.
So as you're grabbing your hurt knee from where the goblin had scored a critical hit against you, Nova notices you continuing to limp around and comes over and saying a prayer to Paylor. She asks that Paylor ease your suffering and allow you to walk again without limping, and soon enough your wounds are no longer bothering you and you're able to move your knee with much more flexibility.
Remind me when I am. Could you please remind me next time you feel that I am weak?
What?
Please remind me the next time you feel that I am useless. I take a low bar.
He looks at Nova and just says thanks.
You're welcome.
So we going?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So you guys continue forward, and soon enough, you are reaching the end of the day, And
All right. I would like to do something at sunset. If you just like, let me know when we're at that.
well, that's where we're getting to is you guys are reaching the end of the day, and so it's time to start finding a camp and doing that, or deciding if you're just going to continue to hike through the rest of the night.
Well, they attacked us in the morning, right?
Yep,
So what time of day is it now?
it's almost night.
Uh, maybe we should try to rest again and then pick it up in the morning.
I agree.
I will look for a campsite again. Does somebody else with a good survival roll want to maybe assist to give me advantage?
Yeah, I got a plus.
I can try.
4. For
You
survival.
just do it then.
Yeah, Lothar's lived on his own for a while, so
So I just roll for assist.
yeah, you just roll. All right. So, Lorathier, you roll with advantage. All right. You managed to find a, little area kind of off to the side of the road, but it's not really much of a secure location as much as it is a convenient one. And obviously, if there was a better location, I'd tell you that. It's just this is about as good as it gets in this area.
Gotcha. Well, this is the best I could find. Shall we set up camp?
Let's do it, friend.
All right, so Lorathier, of course, as usual, you are able to gather together some stuff in order to help everybody not have to spend as many rations, and you guys all, gather firewood or whatever is needed to just make the camp as comfortable as possible. Because, camp is more than just like, okay, we fall asleep, we wake up, and we head out. Like, you're there eating your evening meal, your morning meal, you're sleeping there. Like you're there for a good 10 hours or more, and then head out. So you guys wanna really make it home as best as you can. Not saying you personally tonight want to do that or anything. Just in general, making camp is important part of this whole experience. And so Lorathier being able to provide some food and Nova being able to provide some rest and comfort for you guys as she, proselytizes about Paylor. It adds to the experience of being an adventurer, and you guys are in that mode, setting up the camp when.
Sorry, guys.
No, by all means, I was about to hit you guys with something, so what do you have?
What?
As the sun still lingers over the horizon, before the edge of the celestial circle nears the firmament, Nova gets on her hands and knees and begins to pray. I'll try to say it in person. O Dawn Father, great bringer of light, Father of all things, bringer of healing and of love, I beg of thee, return to us Sagi. He is a great and noble hero. It is by your will we have been informed that he is detriment to our success, and I do not know how we will continue on without him. I beg of thee, I am your humble servant. And then I will use divine intervention.
Okay. Nothing happens.
I was gonna say, since I don't need to sleep, just have a short rest some point during the camp. I'm going to blow off the party to have a leisurely fly around at night.
Ah, yes. As you transform into a bat and fly around.
I don't have to transform into a bat to fly.
Oh, that's right. You can just grab.
I can fly anytime I'm in, less than normal illumination.
Yeah. You just.
Oh my god,
grab
he
the
ain't
cloak.
here.
No,
What?
he has a cloak of the. She has a cloak of the bat.
Yes, I have a cloak of the bat. Cincinnati's gonna spoil it. Yes, I can.
And a Transylvanian accent.
If I'm in darkness, I can fly around or transform into a bat. Or if I'm in darkness or dim light.
Although,
not a
yeah,
vampire.
it would have scared the crap out of them to transform into a bat. Like, I knew you were a vampire.
No, it's just fucking be like, all right, you shitlords, I'm gonna go tell Vasanthus, transforms into a bat and flies away.
Yeah. Now I know your plan.
Well, Nova
No, I'm
will
not doing that.
seclude herself and sort of any listening ears would hear her sob occasionally.
Yeah. You go have another cry, and as you're flying around, make a perception check.
Since I'm flying, I'm gonna make the advanced assumption this is a vision-based perception check.
It is a vision-based perception check.
Nah, nice 18.
You are not the only bat in the sky tonight. There is a giant bat streaking across the sky from southern lands, kind of in the direction of Carpathia.
Halo 2 to ground, we've got a bogey moving. Anyway.
Roger, over.
So it's not heading towards us.
Yes, it is.
It is. Then I'm going to go to ground and do my 3-point landing so I can declare once in camp. A giant bat is flying its way over here.
Are we asleep?
Are you in need of water? You sound quite thirsty, madam.
I am thirsty, but still, a giant bat is on its way here.
As usual, attacked by an evil creature in the middle of the night.
How do you know it's coming for us?
Well,
Your direction.
yeah, I looked at it, and it was flying towards us and getting bigger, the way something moving towards you does, so I kind of assumed.
Depth perception.
Well, I'm sure if it was closer, he'd be much bigger.
Maybe we should hide from anything that can see us from the sky.
I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to stealth.
Me too. Gonna try to hide.
All right.
I suppose I'll also
Hiding.
try to hide.
Wow, I saw that stealth check come down.
So you guys all try to hide. Oh no, Lothar. You go to hide, but you're just like standing behind a tree.
Pretty much.
Hiding is for pussies.
Hey, where'd everybody go?
and as Lothar is standing behind the tree, suddenly you see the giant bat land right in the middle of your campsite. It tears apart belongings that you guys don't have on you and then turns towards Lothar, letting out a hideous screech. It goes to attack, and that is where we draw to a close for this session of Heroes
Son of a-
Wanted. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.
Gaming.